The plane leaves on Saturday. It's Monday. So why are you already packing? This would be the question that I always ask my mom before our annual trips to Los Angeles. She'd respond by telling me that she started packing early in the week so that if she forgot something later on, she could always pack it. Being somebody who usually packed his bags at the airport, I thought this was the most ridiculous idea. But Mom, I guess I'm just like you. Because I started writing this speech back in September so that if I remembered something, or something happened, or something inspired me, I'd be ready to write it down. I have to say that my greatest source of inspiration came from a book all of us have read, our math book. It was a late Thursday night, and I was sitting on the ground with my calculus book sprawled out in front of me, checking the answer to an odd number problem. I flipped to the back, and there I saw the answer. It was a fraction, 2/7. The more I thought about it, the more I realized how 2/7, how 2 parts of 7 have come to define who we are, especially as teenagers. And let me explain why. As humans, we usually have to have something to look forward to push us through the days. And more often than not, that something that we look forward to is the weekend. We push ourselves through the point where we have become 2/7 people, only really living 2 days out of the 7 in a week. Sure, blood is moving through our veins, and yeah, oxygen is flowing through our lungs. But it's not the same during those 5 weekdays as it is in those 2 weekend dates. We're not the same. Are we really living, or are we living on autopilot? Things can be different though. We can look forward to those 5 weekdays just like we do the weekend and thereby become 7/7 people and thereby become whole. Daily life can be a whole lot more interesting and meaningful if we just take risks, shed our fear of failure, chase our dreams, and spend more time with one another. If we just do that, we will find ourselves becoming more invested in the here and now and focusing less on the clock and counting down time. One way we can move closer to becoming 7/7 people is by taking risks in our daily lives, whether big or small, academic or social. So take a risk. Say hi to that person in the hallway instead of making brief eye contact and choosing to glance away until you pass one another. We've all done it. In the moment you're thinking, will he say hi? Should I initiate? Will it be awkward if I don't? Just say it. Human beings are creatures of emotion, attachment, and attention, and you hold the power to make somebody's day. And if worse comes to worse, just remember that awkward is nothing but a state of mind. Take a risk. Next time you're sitting in class and something doesn't make sense, ask a question. Who really cares if other people think it's dumb? Who really cares? Because in a few years, or even in a few moments, they will have forgotten and you will have learned the material. Take a risk. Go up to that boy from your English class and start up a conversation. Who cares if you don't hang out on the weekends? I guarantee you he'll be more than happy to talk. And take a risk. Call up that girl for help with homework when you really just want to talk to her because she's beautiful. Better yet, find it within yourself to tell her that she's one of the most beautiful girls you've ever met, that you like spending time with her, and that her smile is timeless. Okay, maybe that last one only applies to the guys. Becoming 7/7 is not only about taking risks, but also about confronting the natural human fear of failure. The world has spoken and has decided to mark failure as something only associated with the lowest of the low in society, the rejects, the losers. But when we see successful people in life, we see what's close to a finished product. We don't see the process, we don't see the countless shots the stud basketball player missed, or the numerous souffles the chef messed up before getting it just right. Really, when you think about it, failure in life is inevitable. It's going to happen unless, of course, you live life so carefully that you very well may have never lived at all. And if that's the case, then you've already failed. Failure would teach you things you can learn no place else. You may find that you have a great work ethic, a strong will, an extra gear, and a network of friends who love you. Really, how else will you know yourself or the strength of your friendships until both have been tested by adversity? This is why we cannot fear failure. We must risk failure to live. And it's in these moments of risk that the greatest memories are made. that life takes on a greater meaning. If you take a moment to think about your own defining memories, I bet more than a few of them will be about how you did something daring and courageous with your friends, or how you conquered your fears. We hold the power to make more of these memories. We also hold the power to turn our dreams into reality, which is another part of achieving 7 sevens. But at 18 years young, it's hard to know what your dream is. Sure, some of us may know what we want to do in life, but even those people will find a new inspiration along the way. So, for the many of us still trying to figure out what we want to do in life, just give it time. You'll find your dream, or maybe it'll find you. And when you find that dream, you got to get after it. You got to protect it and dare to be idealistic. Just like with failure, though, society has brought us against that word, idealism. But make no mistake about it, we desperately need more idealistic thinkers in the world today. In fact, there are dreamers among us right now. And if in his mind saving Darfur is a reality, and in her mind so is bringing peace to the Middle East, then that's all that matters. At the heart of every great goal is idealism. And at the heart of every great leader, every risk taker, every go-getter is the ability to change our definition of what idealistic is. Moreover, your dreams and goals will take on a whole new meaning if you have someone to share them with. Which brings me to my next point. Being 7 sevens is about being together. My dad's always said that the purpose of life is to live a fulfilling one and to spend time with your loved ones. And besides being an avid suitcase packer, Mom, I'll always remember you telling me that life is about cherishing each other and that if possible, I smile every time I say this, that if possible, every meal should be a social activity. You're right, we should never eat a meal alone if we can help it. Because in life, what we're about is being in the moment and making the moments count. And we make the moments count by enjoying one another's company, by sharing our stories, laughs, goals, and aspirations with one another. In the end, life is about the big and small things. The A on the exam and the car ride conversations. The game-winning touchdown, the high in the hallways. The college acceptance, and the songs we sing together with our teammates on the bus rides home. They're all important. In fact, I'd go as far as to say is what we view as the smaller things are the more important things in life. Not to say that the bigger things like the classes, the quizzes, the tests, and essays haven't served their purpose. They definitely have, and we've absorbed an immense amount of knowledge during our 4 years here. But at this very moment in time, I can't tell you the distance formula for the vertical component of a moving projectile. I can tell you about how we went to Boston for Model UN, and my good friend tipped our cab driver 37 cents. It was an honest mistake, so he says. And I can't tell you what my thesis was for the Oversoul. I can't even tell you if the Oversoul was written by Emerson or if it was Thoreau. But I can tell you about how we came together on a silent Monday after homecoming sophomore year. Ask me and I'll go on and tell you about how my track brothers were my outlet, my rock in those times of sadness and tears. These are the things I remember, and you are the people I carry with me. More than anything, high school has been about how we've interacted with one another, with our teachers, our coaches, our parents, our siblings, with the people in the grades below us and above us, with the counselors, security guards, the janitors, the secretaries, and anybody else who's called Deerfield home during our 4 years here. It's amazing that after 4 years of working, studying, laughing, dancing, and singing together, that we're down to our final minutes in our high school careers. So I want to leave the class of 09 with some final words. I want to tell you all that I'll be loving you for the rest of my life. I love each and every 428 of you. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, I've never spoken 2 words to that kid. And I hope that's not the case, but even if it is, know that we are still connected through our memories of this day and of this incredible school that we've called home for the past 4 years. While tomorrow brings a new journey, today marks the end of a chapter in our lives. No longer will we eat together in the cafeteria. No longer will we put on the red and gray together with our teammates. No longer will we sit together in X202 and Q108. No longer will we walk together through E Hall and G Hall. The world is now our hallway. Hospitals, office buildings, and war battlefields will now be our classrooms. And my hope is that when we meet later on down the road of life, we will have amazing stories to share with one another. My hope is that we become fearless. My hope is that we live with no regrets. My hope is that we, the members of the Deerfield High School class of '09, become 7/7 people. We did it, '09. We did it.